tonight on Evening. Go behind the scenes to see what it takes to light up Lake Union on the 4th of July. Head to Whidbey Island to find out what they sell at the coolest store on the planet.
Yeah, this is the humpback that we saw out the back deck.
And meet the ferry boat heroes who rescued a kitten.
Welcome to the show from Gasworks Park in Seattle. I'm St. Brian, and we are here to grab some of the best seats in the entire city for the Seafair 4th of July fireworks show. And while I pick my particular seat, the one that most looks comfortable to me, Jose is out on the barge with a whole preview of what's happening.
The adventure started with the boat ride that lasted about 10 minutes. Final stop was a barge that looked more like an island full of fireworks.
As you can see, where they're working is a floating platform right in the middle of Lake Union. This is ground zero. This is where the magic happens.
You are looking at the setup for the 4th of July fireworks show. 20 minutes worth of fireworks that you see behind me. The show is even bigger than it was last year. We have a bigger grand finale this year. It's a huge production.
There's a lot of mindfulness that goes into this. We want to connect with different audiences.
How many people are working on this?
Over the course of the last year, 40, 50 people maybe.
Can you say roughly how much fireworks you guys have?
About 5.5 tons or 11,000 pounds. This is a 10-inch mortar.
And it's not the only one. There's more.
But it's not all about fireworks because there are many steps to get this big production going.
Each individual mortar is wired into this with a certain shot number. All of this is angled 20 degrees out. Our next zone is 10 degrees. Further down is going to be centered. Those will be super high in the sky, up to 1,000 feet.
There's even a control room where a crew member will hit the button to start the fireworks. So next time you see that beautiful show in the sky, remember it took a lot of work.
We really love how the fireworks bring people together.
All right, thank you, Jose. If you can't make it to the fireworks show in person, we've got you covered. Tune in to the live broadcast of Seafair 4th of July on Kong TV starting at 9 p.m. Hosts Jake Wittenberg and Steph Strickland will bring you full coverage of the fireworks show. All right, there is a family-owned store in Clinton that truly makes every visitor to Whidbey Island feel welcome. And as photojournalist Diane Lewis-Torrey shows us, that's not the only thing they're making.
I think it's beautiful. It's inspiring to live here. We're passionate about creativity at our core. My name's Janae Cameron here at Madrona Supply Co. in Clinton, Washington, right off the ferry.
Walk into the self-proclaimed coolest store on the planet, and you'll discover people making much of what the store sells right inside.
They'll see me screen printing usually. I screen print usually like 4 or 5 times a week. And then they'll see that Tracy and Tessa sewing, maybe.
Inspired by the Whidbey wonders that are just outside the door.
I love being able to look out the back of the building and see orcas. Or one day we saw a breaching humpback, and that's one of the prints that we actually sell a lot of. It was breaching, and the ferry at Mukilteo was in the background, and I took a picture and experienced it, and I was like, well, I gotta make this into a print. Yeah, this is the humpback that we saw out the back deck.
Crabs are the most popular print.
My son plays on a baseball team that is the Skagit Dungees, and so anything with a crab is great for baseball gear.
Another inspiration? The ferry that's right down the road.
A lot of people say, why Clinton? Why did you open in Clinton? I like being this close to the ferry. I like being this close to, 4 million plus travelers that come by car here. This little symbol on the ferry sign is like, we got to replicate that and blow it up. It's one of our most, popular designs. We have a lot of ferry workers that come in here and shop too. And I always give them a line cutters, will be banished sticker.
Other Whidbey-grown makers you might see at the store: Turnco Wood Goods crafts island-grown trees into cutting boards or mills them into raw slabs. Tessa with Unravel Bodyworks makes fragrance rollerballs and natural insect repellent. And Janae's son creates these handmade Beatles prints, a community of creators concentrating some of Whidbey Island's magic inside one store.
People feel it when they come in here. They feel that it's different, and they feel that this space is is inspiring. I want to hang out here, I want to shop here. Maybe you just want candy, but you leave and you're like, that was cool. You know, that's what we want to create, and I think we've created it.
Thanks for coming in.
All right, thank you, Diane. Madrona Supply Company is open every day of the week from 10 to 5. It is the perfect place to visit if you're stuck in the Clinton Ferry line. And speaking of the Clinton Ferry, it is not every day you hear kitten overboard or see an entire crew go into rescue mode on behalf of a cat.
All Washington State ferry crews are trained in rescue, but they seldom save something this cute.
Just absolutely adorable.
On the Mukilteo Clinton route, ferry workers spotted a gray kitten peering out from behind the pilings where the ferry lands.
As we were coming in, we were able to spot them on the wing wall, which is kind of the front two fenders that hold the boat off as we come in. It's not an entirely safe spot, so we knew, just as soon as we got in, we'd have to do something to try to rescue the cat.
One of our guys, Evan, crawled out on the inside of the wing wall, tried to grab him. The cat was afraid, jumped overboard, tried to latch onto the boat. It didn't work. He probably fell about 15 feet into the water, was probably drowning at this point.
As soon as we heard the kitten was in the water, I yelled to get the boat ready and to launch.
As soon as we get in the water with the boat, you see where the cat was hanging out on the ladder, on the barnacles and all wet and stuff, poor thing.
Corey grabbed the cat, held him down, and he looked tired.
Once they got him in the boat, the cat didn't want to let him go. He's kind of mewling, very sad. I think it's the worst thing for a cat is just being embarrassed. And like I said, he'd realized he'd made a mistake at that point and just wanted to hold on to our bosun, Ryan, and wouldn't let him go.
A picture-perfect rescue.
We had the cat back on board within 10 minutes.
And the saga of this soggy kitten turned the entire salty crew into a bunch of softies. Here's Bowie today. He was adopted by a ferry worker, and he's living proof that when it comes to safety, ferry crews aren't kidding around.
No, you don't hesitate for saving. It doesn't matter if it's a person, a cat, or a dog. We're gonna go save a life.
Thank you for sailing aboard the Washington State Ferries. We look forward to seeing you again soon.
I am so glad that story has a happy ending. Nobody knows how the kitten got on those pilings, but everyone is pretty sure it used up one of its 9 lives on that adventure.
Find out how this woman went from Pike Place Market busker to nearly sold-out shows in Tacoma.
And the promises you said you do.
And camp food with class. The Dirty Gourmets will show you how.
Wow!
Local stories make a difference.
I want to check that out.
With the power to enrich lives, strengthen communities, and make us smile. Evening is made possible by Primera Blue Cross. Primera Blue Cross, always in your corner.
Welcome back to the show from Gasworks Park, one of the best places to watch the fireworks show tomorrow night. Later this month, a musician who got her start busking in Pike Place Market is expected to perform at a sold-out show in Tacoma. Her name is Seafair Fireworks.
Why did you do it? Why did you fall in love? Why it's a hard fall from way up there, come down here, that's enough.
Before the music videos that showed off her magnetic voice and personality, before the sold-out cross-country tours, Seafair Fireworks made her living busking in places like Pike Place Market.
I always think about the noises of the market and the smells of the market, good and bad.
A few hours before playing to a sold-out crowd at the Neptune Theater, Sierra wanted to visit her old stomping grounds.
There you are.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Where 6 years earlier, she played her first gig in Seattle.
So this spot right here is whenever I first got to town and I had my backpack and my dog and I wasn't sure what to do or where I was going. And so I just kind of posted up over here on this musical note and sat on my backpack and played. Made about $300 that day. Being on the streets busking, it's very humbling. The people that come and see you, they're not expecting to see you, so therefore you're not gonna always have everyone's attention.
Now Sierra's very much the center of attention, with vintage-inspired looks that have made her a fashion icon. And a sound that runs the gamut,
from country to Appalachian folk to swing and beyond.
I feel like just as human beings, we kind of gravitate towards things that just speak to us. And I feel like that's where I get a lot of my music interest, is just by having a vast vocabulary of music and just listening to all different styles, regardless of what it is really sometimes.
Now living in Nashville, she's already played the Grand Ole Opry. But don't expect Sierra to go all out country. She wants to surprise her audience and make them feel welcome, the way Seattle made her feel so many years ago.
I want people to just love themselves. In a world so full of hate, the most rebellious thing you can do is love yourself and love other people. I want people to feel emotional. I want people to cry. It's okay to cry. Yeah, I just want people to be free.
Not a bad message for the 4th of July. Sierra performs Sunday, July 20th at Dune Peninsula at Point Defiance Park in Tacoma. Tickets are $82 apiece. Probably more than she ever earned in a single day at Pike Place Market. And while we're on the subject of legendary Pike Place Market buskers, who can forget Artis the Spoon Man? Yes, he's alive and well. Artis is the real-life inspiration for Soundgarden's Grammy Award-winning hit single, Spoon Man, which came out more than 30 years ago. Artis played on that recording and became world famous, appearing on The Letterman Show and on TV in Japan and England. Pete Seeger called Artis the best damn spoon player in the universe. Well, Artis is performing Sunday at the Tractor Tavern in Ballard as part of a celebration of Seattle music icons. And tickets are now on sale. It is camping season, and if you want to up your cooking game in the great outdoors, you need to meet the Dirty Gourmets.
Just dump those on top.
Grill gourmets and camping cooking fans, rejoice! The Dirty Gourmets are back. The first time Evening met Amy Trudeau, Emily Nelson, and Mayon Kwan, they whipped up goat cheese peppers and baked brie over an open flame for us, and we never wanted to cook indoors again. Their latest cookbook, Dirty Gourmet Plant Power, again transforms any place in the great outdoors into a great kitchen, this time with plant-based ingredients.
Plant-based cooking is a great way to cook in the outdoors in general, because a lot of times we're dealing with perishability concerns, cross-contamination concerns, and then just a love and care for the environment.
I'm just gonna tear off about 1.5 inch balls of dough, and we're gonna dip it into this garlic butter.
Dirty Gourmet started as a blog in 2010. 3 friends sharing a love of camping and food.
Dirty Gourmet.
It's grown into a dream job for the trio.
We are in the place right now that we've always been wanting to get to, where we're developing recipes, we get to be as creative as we want, make cookbooks, and teach. That's our favorite thing, is to teach workshops.
And we get to hang out with each other.
Yeah.
And we like each other still.
No matter what the recipe, the philosophy's the same. Cooking outside is about improvising.
Emily, do you have any olive oil in your camp bin?
We just need to cook it.
Something happened during our shoot that illustrated that point.
We were just about to get our Dutch oven on hot coals that we've been preparing for the past 40 minutes, and a large party showed up and said, hey, this is our spot.
We clear out while the hot coals and the Dutch oven do their work quickly.
Ooh.
And the Dirty Gourmet gang averts disaster by sharing the garlic pull-apart bread they just made with the folks who reserved the shelter.
Oh my God. Yeah. This is our payment for your kindness of sharing the site.
Yummy, yummy, yummy.
Dirty.
These women cook up recipes for adventure and friendship, as well as delicious meals.
There's no such thing as like camping food. We just want to eat good food outdoors.
Disaster averted. We got our story and everybody got some tasty garlic bread. We've got a link to the Dirty Gourmet's website from our own at king5evening.com.
the Tacoma bakery that's a sweet example of never giving up on a dream.
Because a lot of times we quit or we give up because of the language or because we are scared. Don't be afraid.
And later, where to find the fanciest dogs in the Northwest.
Welcome back to our show from Seattle, especially to our good friends from Canada. We're going to head down to Tacoma now, where big dreams are happening in a little bakery.
At Lulus Bakery,
It's so good.
you might want to have
Yummy.
what she's having.
I love her churro cheesecake, her cake pops, her cookies. It satisfies each craving that anyone wants.
I think this is where the dreams begin.
Prepare yourself for quite possibly the pinkest pandemic pivot ever.
I used to be a property manager for 22 years.
But when daycare closed for her 5-year-old twins, Lourdes Lulu Hernandez found a new calling in the kitchen.
Somehow people start asking me, can you make me a tres leches cake? Can you make me a tres leches cake? I'm like, I don't know how to make tres leches cake. Come on, Lourdes. I'm like, no, I don't know. Well, thank God for YouTube.
Her friend made a Facebook post about Lourdes' first attempt at the National Pastry of Mexico.
And after that, I got another one, and then another one, and then another one, and here I am now.
Well, it wasn't really that easy, as anyone who's tried to start a food business knows.
To start Lulus Bakery shop, it was not easy at all. Oh, Lord Jesus, it was not easy at all.
Lourdes had trouble finding mentors that would offer advice, but there was plenty of bureaucracy blocking her way.
So I was coming back home and crying, and my husband was just looking at me, and he thought that I was gonna quit because I didn't see a green line anywhere.
And that's when Lourdes decided to be her own green light. No matter the cost, she was going to make her dream come true. She wants her Latino community to see what happens when someone refuses to give up.
Because a lot of times we quit or we give up because of the language or because we are scared. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid.
This is our favorite. It's a small customized cake, very small, very friendly for the kids.
My kids absolutely love Lulu. They know that she makes all their cakes for their birthdays.
God works different ways. I never knew that I have this gift. I don't know if I'm born with it or if God gave it to me on the way, but I learned how to do all these things. I love this bakery now.
A lot of people love this bakery now. Lulu's Bakery shop is open from Tuesday through Saturday. And I just saw Lourdes last week at the bakery where she made my friends some fantastic chocolate cupcakes.
Up next, they're not hot dogs, they're hot dogs. We'll show you why. Now in our 39th season, Evening shares local stories that make our community shine. Thanks to support from PEMCO Insurance. PEMCO empowers the Northwest to prevent the preventable. Learn how at PEMCO.com.
Welcome back to the show. Giant baby bottles of lemonade notwithstanding, there is nothing that tastes better on the 4th of July than hot dogs. So what better time of the year to visit our favorite gourmet hot dog vendor?
They're the hottest dogs in Kitsap County.
Thank you, brother. I'm Guy Stores. I'm Alex Marshall. And you're at Harbor Hot Dogs.
How's that for an intro?
These friends and business partners never met a dog they didn't like. Guy is a veteran, and Alex grew up in a military family.
I've loved hot dogs since we were stationed in Chicago when I was 4. And I wanted to bring hot dogs to the West Coast, so.
Harbor Hot Dogs got its start in a cart and recently opened this brick and mortar tucked away in this strip mall. There's no sign outside, but if you know, you know.
Our top seller by far is our Rangoon dog with a delicious bratwurst made right over here in Tacoma. So it's warm cream cheese, crispy wonton chips, green onions, and then we top it with sweet Thai chili sauce. It's sweet, it's savory, it's absolutely delicious. We have a special dog for the area called the Port Orchard Popper. Has kind of our play on a jalapeno popper.
Then there's this hot mess.
The Goober, Cincinnati chili, peanut butter, raspberry jam, and cheddar cheese.
The Goober Bell, for anyone who orders the Goober.
We see the hot dog as like a palette, like an empty canvas, so we get to do whatever we want with it.
They are most definitely hot dog artists there at Harbor Hot Dogs. The Port Orchard business also caters weddings. Well, that is going to do it for us from Gasworks Park. Thanks so much for watching, and have a happy 4th of July.